Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot, the audio version. For those who are not aware, been having problems with my computers. What do you expect? Mercury retrograde. I will not purchase a major purchase like a computer until we're out of the Mercury retrograde. Not a good time for doing that. Small purchases, that's a different story. Big purchases, you wait till Mercury goes direct. So we're doing the audio version of the Tao Manifesting Tarot. And actually, it works out very nicely because the minute you walk away from the screen, let's say you have to go make a sandwich, you have to go get a cup of coffee, you got whatever. The minute you walk away from a screen, you got audio. So this gives you the opportunity to see the layout, to get it explained in detail, and you're free to move around and simply listen. Works out, I think, rather nicely. And so it'll be audio probably for the next 2-3 weeks or so till I can get a new computer and we can do the standard presentation reliably. Right now it's a crapshoot. So let's get to it. Enough of that. Here is today's Tao Manifesting Tarot. And we begin with the Oracle card, flexibility. Be flexible. Really, really important. Okay? You stop and think about life in general, and that's probably a pretty good idea to begin with. The difficulty is that we have a tough time determining being flexible and just kind of giving in. That's the tough part. So the idea is just to keep an open mind. And of course, with the Mercury retrograde around us right now, that is really the best thing of all. There's no question about it. So let's see where we go from here. And we begin with the Temperance card. Temperance card says take your time. Just like we were talking about, here we are in a Mercury retrograde. Take your time. Don't hurry. Don't push anything because the minute you start to push, it'll push back or push in a different way. So you don't want that. You want to take your time. You want balance, okay, moderation. This allows healing. And that is so very, very important for many of us right now. So you're looking at sort of healing some part of your life. And you're going to have to be a little bit flexible in terms of how you do it. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever. It's going to have to be a little bit of a bending that needs to take place. But once you take care of that, you're going to be in fine shape. The card next to it, Two of Pentacles. Twos always mean you got to make a decision. Pentacles means it's values. You're juggling. You could be juggling money. Pentacles are related to money, certainly. But it could be that you're juggling your time. You're juggling your resources. You're just trying to figure things out. You have a choice, and you're not exactly clear, and it has something to do with your value system, what's really important. And it may be that's exactly what it is. You're trying to determine what exactly is important to you. And that will require time, that's Temperance, and a little bit of flexibility. That's the Oracle card. So from there we move to the Page of Swords. Pages always change the storyline. They always do. Move it in a different direction, a surprising direction. And the Page of Swords talks about revitalizing, learning, challenges, embracing the new. This goes back to our original Oracle card, flexibility. Really, really, really important. There's going to be some give and take in some area of your life over the next several weeks, I would expect. Certainly, I'm thinking during the Mercury retrograde. And it's important because it has to do with something that is valuable to you or will be valuable to you, or you're trying to determine its value. And it's driving you nuts. That's the next card, the Nine of Swords up top. Nine of Swords, it's that constant worry. Am I doing it right? Could I, should I, would I? What do I do? Well, it's moments like that that flexibility kind of goes out the door. And you just kind of surrender and say, the heck with it. But rather than despairing or being distressed or even brooding, just realize you're in a Mercury retrograde, and part of this whole thing is to re-examine, to reevaluate, to review. That's what a retrograde is all about. And so that's what you're doing. Just remember the Oracle message, flexibility. Alrighty, very key. Don't give up, don't surrender, just be flexible. We move to the bottom row here. We see the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands, very simply, is defiance, taking a stand, taking the offensive. Now, I would not necessarily go out of my way to push that idea because we're talking about flexibility, but know what you stand for, know what's important, know what it gives you excitement or enthusiasm. And if you're not clear, that might be going back to what we were doing, the Page of Swords or the Two of Pentacles up top. It may be that you're trying to figure that out. What are you going to stand for? What are you going to say, hey, that's it, I'm not doing anymore, I'm not changing? Remember, though, we're dealing with flexibility. Abandoning and modifying are two different things, and that may be what you're working on right now. Next card to it, Nine of Pentacles. She knows her value. She knows her worth. She knows why it's important. And again, this is critical since the Oracle card says be flexible. It doesn't say give up. You have to know how and which way you want to bend, how you want to go with the flow. If you go the wrong way, you give you up. If you go the right way, you kind of just sort of blend. It's really knowing what is your end destination. The card next to it helps that a little bit. That's the Star card. That's healing. There's no question about it. And that's really, I think, probably what will be required. Hope, guidance, relief, inspiration. That's what a Star card's all about. And I think over this Mercury retrograde period, and maybe a little bit beyond into farther October, that's what it's going to do for you. It's going to give you a chance to review and decide where you have to go. How far do you have to be flexible before you lose whatever it is that you're trying to go after? But you got to know what you're going to go after first. Anyway, the last card in the bottom row here is Six of Wands. That's victory. Okay, that's victory. You do get there. You do get there, but you have to remember the first card we drew was Temperance. It's going to take a little bit of time. And the key concept is flexibility. And the final card, vice versa card, in reverse, the Devil. The Devil I always look at in terms of other people, outer situations. I always look at ourselves. What are we tied to? Could be involuntarily, could be programming as a child. Or it could be something that you've been programmed through as your adult life, and you accept it as true even though it isn't. So that may be where you need to be flexible. Are you establishing your own set of values, your own set of priorities, or have you assumed that of others? If you've assumed that of others without questioning or thinking about it, this could be rather a tough time. This is what requires flexibility. Know where you need to go. Know what your end goal is. And then take the time, make the effort to kind of work your way to your goal. That's why values are important. We have the Two of Pentacles. That's why temperance is important, because it's going to take time. And that's why the Seven of Wands and the Six of Wands are so important. You'll get there. Just be flexible. So there you go. That wraps up the audio version of the Tao Manifesting Tarot. Another audio version coming up tomorrow. I hope you continue to join me. I very, very much appreciate that, especially now. That's why I want to do an excellent job laying out all the information. The key today, flexibly forward. Until the next time, peace and blessings.